Hey, how's it going? And today I'm just going to show you how to create broken lines or dotted lines on a roadway. And on this particular project, I'm putting them on a cylinder, but you could easily apply the same concept to a flat surface. And this would save you from having to UV map a road surface onto something. So it's a time saver, and it's just, you playing around with it, you can make it look even more photorealistic, but you could also use it for just a quick and dirty animation. So I'm just going to clear the scene here real fast, and then we'll jump over here and I'll show you how to do this. So we're going to jump into Modeler, and I've already shown how do you make this disc, but like I said, I'm going to put this on a disc, but on a cylinder, but you can also do this on a flat surface just as easily. So we're going to go into the numeric panel, and we're just going to leave it at the sides at 24, the segments at 3, and then we'll just put this on the X, and we're going to go 0, tab 0, tab 0, and then on the radius here we're going to put a 2 and tab 2, and then we can just stretch this out here, make it a little bit bigger, and then on the top go the other way, just like that. Okay, and then we're done with that. And I hit the space bar to drop the tool. I can hit this to make this window big, and A just to center it in the screen to fit the screen. And then what we're going to do, actually I jumped ahead. Let me go back here for a second. Let me go to top view and hit A. What we're going to do is I'm going to right click and make sure I'm on edge down here. Right click and select right there. And then I'm going to hit T for the move tool. Then I'm going to hold Control, and I'm going to just move this way. I'm just eyeballing this. Matter of fact, let me make this screen big. Hit A, kind of zoom in here. So hit Control and move that in pretty close. Probably the skinnier this is, the better. Then what I'm going to do is spacebar, drop the tool, deselect, and a right click still on the edge. And we're going to go ahead and select that, and then hit T. And then we're going to go ahead and hit Control, and we're going to really push this in. I'm probably bringing this one in a little bit closer. And then we'll hit Spacebar, deselect, minimize that. And then we're going to go ahead and make this window big, hit A. Then we're going to come in here, and I'm going to hold Shift. I'm going to switch to Polygon down here, and I'm just going to select, 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 select. I'm holding Shift down while I'm doing this. We're just going to go around the whole thing and select these squares. So it just takes a minute to do this. So there, and actually the math works out on this perfect. Actually, it's kind of, oops, let my finger off the shift to deselect. And just, this will only take a minute more. Oops, gosh. I think that's all of them. And like I said, you could easily do this on a flat surface quite easily too. So we've got those all selected, and then all we have to do is hit Q. So I'm going to call this lines. I don't know what's in caps, lines, and I'll go OK. And just to be on the safe side, we can go to selection here and go invert selection, and then we'll hit Q again, and we're going to call this road and go OK. Then what we'll do is we're just going to save this, save it. It doesn't matter what we name it, and then we're just going to send this over to layout. Okay, so now it's in layout. We're going to go into the surface editor. We can hit, I believe, Control and select both of these and hit smoothing for both of them. And then we can go into lines. We don't want this, I mentioned this in other tutorials, we don't want things looking too perfect. So we're on the line. So things are great if they look dirty or grungy. So it's just a selling point. If when things look too perfect, they don't really look real. So then I'll just put that into there like that. That'll be our lines. And then for our road, I mean, you can play around with different ones of these. Let's just try hetero terrain. Put this in like that. And what we'll do is we're going to go here, and we'll just make it a super dark gray. So we'll just put in, like, let's say 8, tab 8, tab 8, tab, and that'll just make it a really dark gray. So again, we just want it to be a kind of a subtle irregularity in the everything. So then we close out of all this, and then if we come in here, let me shift my perspective a little bit, and then let's punch in just a little bit. If we match our perspective real fast, and I go to VPR, you can see what we've got. And so like I said, you can play around with these textures until you get something that more realistic, but just even for a quick and dirty road animation of something going down the road, this would be perfectly acceptable and fine. And like I said, again, you want it to be somewhat irregular so that it doesn't have that, that perfectness. So like on that, maybe those white lines could be a little wider, so you could always, just drop the opacity on that a little bit, or make it wider. So you can just play around with these, like maybe that's too dark, so we can lighten it up a little bit, see what that looks like. Playing around with it until you get it to where you like it. It's endless possibilities for this. So anyway, this is how you can make broken lines or dotted lines on a roadway very easily without having to UV map it. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care and have a great day, and I will talk to you next time.